What's up guys, Billy here, Mad Max, and today we're here to talk about Geissele triggers. So we have a good selection of Geissele triggers. We've got 5 to be exact: the SSA, SSA-E, SD-C, SSP, and the S3G. We have a pretty diverse selection, but not all of them, because if we had all of them we'd be broke. So what we ended up doing was testing them for accuracy, all using my SPR upper. If you want to know more information on that, there will be a link up there. And we just ran 5 shot groups at 100 yards using 55 grain Federal American Eagle stuff. Not the best, but the group still turned out right. That's a testament to the upper, and then that the triggers do the job. You'll see that when we use this lower, the regular Colt M4 lower with the Colt Milspec trigger, you'll see the difference in the groups and how not good this is for that. We also did some 5-round rips with each trigger on the Colt M4 upper as a constant, just a regular bird cage, so no compensation. And then we also did 2-round rips to see like how fast you could get the splits. The results, we'll get to that later. Just a quick heads up, today was cold, so my rips were not as good as they would be on a 50 to 70 degree day. It was, my fingers got cold, so they're kind of slow. But I don't think the precision shots were affected at all. Alright, gonna start with the SSA, not the SSA, but the SSA. This is off my block 2. Link will be up there if you want more information on it. But it is, the SSA has a 2.5 pound first stage. The second stage is 2 pounds for a grand total of 4.5. This, to me, is the best all-around trigger out of the bunch, just because the wall is very crisp and it's not too light, but it's not too heavy. So for the accuracy, I'll show you a little picture over here. It did well. It's just the easiest to control it in my eyes. And for the rapid fire, I was averaging about a 1.5 5-round rips, and then the 2-round, I think it was around a 1.3. Didn't write it down, but that's what I usually can get for like a quick shot. Up next, we got Buddy's lower, his block 2 lower. If you want more information on this, it was also in the ssa-a block 2 party video thing that we did together, going over all the ssa-a rifles that we had. This trigger is the SSA-E. It is super semi-automatic enhanced, and it is a 3.5 pound total pull, with the first stage being a 2.3 and the second stage being a 1.2. For like up close ripping, this is pretty effective just because of how light it is, but for accuracy it's almost too light, because like the first pull is about double of what the second pull is, so you're pulling it and then just a little bit more. It's weird. It's just hard to get used to. I wasn't the biggest fan in the world of it. Up next we have the S3G, or the rapid fire, depending on where you buy it from, but it is not a single stage or a 2-stage trigger. It is something else. It's just a smooth pull. It comes with a 4-pound spring, which I'm using a 3.2 pound spring. The 4-pound does just fine. At first I didn't know if I was a big fan of it, but it has definitely grown on me. The grouping with it, I did okay with it, but it was a lot harder. It took a lot more concentration because there's no wall. Like, it's just creep, 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 surprise, boom. For the rapid fire, the 5-round rip, I was averaging like a 1.4 split, but I think the 2-round split was like a 1.2 or 1.3. For up close shit, like, this is really good. However, I think there's one better. Right here we got the SSP, the single stage precision. This is from my 50 Shades of FDE build, linked above. And it's just a single stage 3.5 pound trigger, and for the group it did really well, surprisingly, but that's again from me just being used to it. But instead of being a 2-stage where you pull the first stage and then you're waiting for the second stage, you're already at the second stage, so it's just a nice little pop. For the rapid fire, that's where this shines. Like, this is what this is made for. I was averaging like a 1.4, 1.5 today, but usually I could get down to like the 1.2s, 1.3s. My best is a 1.1, but that was like on a really good day. For the 2-round rip, it was a 1.2, and yeah, I mean, that's what this is for. Here we got the SD-C, the Super Dynamic Combat. Essentially the only difference between this and the SSA is its flat face. This is from my SPR. The link was earlier on in the video if you want to go check it out. But I like the trigger. I used to be a lot more about the flat faces than I am now. I got way more used to the curved triggers after this. So this is my first Geissele trigger. But the group, it was a little wonky, but that was just me not shooting this in a while. I'm confident that if this is like your main focus for a precision trigger, you can do well. For the rapid fire, the best today was a 1.3, but on average it was a 1.4, like between 1.4 and 1.6. For the two round rip, it was a 1.5. But again, when it comes down to the flat blade, just shooting with it enough, you're gonna get this very similar, if not the same results as the SSA. And like I said before, for the rapid fire, we used the M4 upper, but we also used the M4 lower to test the accuracy as like a baseline to show the actual difference between all the Geissele triggers and this is a Colt Milspec. Very crisp, but like an 8-pound pull. So when you're doing the precision shots, like you're gonna yank it a lot, and it's just no bueno compared to a Geissele. For the rapid fire, I was looking like 1.6, the best was a 1.4, but it was averaging like a 1.6, 1.8. For the 2-round rip, it was a 1.4, but that's just me kind of being used to it, and any more than 2 rounds with this, it gets kind of difficult to keep it going. So I hope this helped you get a better idea of the different Geissele triggers and which applications they're best suited for. If you're a precision shooter, or if you're a running gunner or a 3-gun shooter, or like just up front just trying to rip and slay bode. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a comment down below if you have anything to say, any questions or anything like that. Go subscribe if you haven't already. My face should be right about here. There's going to be a couple other videos to check out that you might be interested. And I will see you next time with a different piece of gear or gun. Superstar!